Hey y'all, Sid back again, and tonight we're doing a little bit of a crafting video, and I'll have a little addition at the end about one of my previous crafting videos that I did a little while ago, but this is something that I thought was easy and fun and that everybody could use. So here we go. And we're going to start off showing some of the stuff that I used in this video. This is some prepared pieces of wood that I bought in packaging at Walmart. It was a couple of bucks. It wasn't that much. Just kind of about the right size for what we're doing here with these dishwasher magnets. And then let's see, we got here the magnets that I bought to put on the pieces of wood to stick onto the dishwasher. And these, I think it was like $1.80. You can buy the just like metal magnets, but you still got to glue them on there or something. Those have self-adhesive stuff on the back of it. You just take that white backing off that's on there and stick it on, and you are good to go. Pretty handy for a lot of things. It comes in a bigger square. You can break them off into smaller squares. There's 4 each piece, and there's like, I think there was 4 of them in the package or something. So you do get quite a few of magnets in the package, which is nice. And you could use it for lots of stuff, not just this. And see, the next thing I've got here is the really inexpensive acrylic paint that I had. I've had this for years. Don't have to buy anything expensive. You can spend as much money as you want on it. It doesn't really matter. Here's my little paint palette that I used. And you can get, ones for like $1.25 at Dollar Tree if you want. And then I had the stencils that I got. That first one I got at Walmart, and the rest of them I think I got at Dollar Tree for like $1 before it went to $1.25. So I've got letter stencils, and then I've got I didn't like those so much just because the area is so small that I'm using. It was very it made it harder to read. You'll see the one I did at the end. And then I have these other ones that have more design kind of things on the stencils that I figured would kind of be useful for a lot of different things, not just this. And then there's my paintbrush with my water for use with the acrylic paint. And so that's going to be it for the products that I used to create this. Oh, except I forgot my pens. There we go. I got a bunch of Sharpie pens. I got a pack of I think there was 10 of them in the pack. And, again, get what you can spend the extra money and get some good markers. I would suggest probably the permanent markers are going to be the best to use for this, just so you don't start getting the lettering wet, because you're going to be using it on your dishwasher. So I think it works best with the permanent markers. And so starting off, of course, obviously, whatever color you want to paint, it's going to be up to you. I chose white and yellow as my paint colors. And just going to get it on there good. I do use, with this, I've been using a little bit of water mixed in just to kind of thin it out just a little bit to make it a little easier to spread on there a little evenly. This is very, the finish on this wood was very particular. I felt that it went on a little bit better, a little thinned out. And just take me another minute to get that white on there, and then we'll do the other side. And there's probably any number of things that you can use this with, not just making dishwasher magnets. If you have kids that maybe, you have, boards at home that you use for chores or tasks they need to do. If people are maybe remaining more in the homeschooling way of doing things and so on, these kind of things would also probably be useful for the kids for, completion of school tasks and stuff like that too. And even just, maybe as a project for the kids to do. It's easy, you might want to do it outside someplace you don't mind them painting, that kind of thing. But I think this is also something that would be pretty easy, and I think I would have liked doing something like this a whole bunch when I was a little kid too. So there's all sorts of things I'm sure you could segue this craft into. Alright, so the white side is done. Now we're moving on to painting the other side yellow. And it's just going to be more of the same like the first side. Painting it on there, again, I'm mixing some water in there to kind of get a little bit better of a consistency on there. And this is, being acrylic paint, I don't generally tend to use gloves or anything like that when I'm doing stuff. It's acrylic paint. It's probably nothing that's going to cause any issues. As long as you're an adult and you're not putting your fingers in your mouth a lot, you should be okay. With the kids, you might want to choose maybe certain types of paint that you feel would be appropriate for your kids. If you need to maybe go more of a quote unquote non-toxic sort of product for the kids, depending on the age. And if you're an adult and you don't want to use the super cheap paint like I'm using here that I've had for forever, of course it's up to you, the user, to choose your pricing level, what you're going to use. All right, so both sides have dried. I've let it sit for a little bit. And this part, we're going to start stenciling the letters on there. One side I will have the word dirty stenciled onto it. The other side I will have clean stenciled onto it. So when you put it on your dishwasher, when the dishes that are in there are dirty, you're going to have it on the dirty side. And then once you run your dishwasher and they're going to be clean when the cycle's done, you can go ahead and turn that sucker over to clean, so everybody in the house knows that what's in there, depending on at what point in time you're at, it's either clean dishes or dirty dishes, so nobody's got an excuse. Everybody's going to know whether they can go ahead and put their dirty stuff in the dishwasher or whether or not what's in there needs to be taken out. My dad, when I was a little kid, that was my excuse. Why I didn't put something in the dishwasher? Well, I didn't know if it was clean or dirty. And bless his heart, my dad managed to find a dishwasher magnet somewhere. And this would have been sometime back in the early 80s. And he found one that one side said clean and one side said dirty. So I no longer had a choice as to whether or not I chose to put my plate or my silverware or my cup or whatever I used into the dishwasher. I knew whether it was clean or dirty. If anybody out there has any other crafts also that they're interested in, or maybe they saw somebody do something that they thought was interesting, please let me know if there's anything that we can try doing on this channel that looks fun and interesting and all that kind of stuff. Always looking for new things to do. Or if you just have ideas that maybe something that you would find useful that you haven't come up with a way to maybe craft something to help yourself out with things like this, like making the dishwasher magnet, so you know if it's clean or dirty. I'm always open to ideas. And if I get kind of quiet, don't mind that. Fortunately, I'm in the process of trying different ways out of making videos and doing things a little differently. I find that I think it's a little easier to do these sort of videos where I make the item and then go back over and do a voiceover. It suits my attention deficit a little bit better. Only concentrating on either talking about what I'm doing or actually making what I'm doing, and not having to do both at the same time. Sometimes it can be like walking and chewing gum for me. But I have not, with this program, figured out how to necessarily make something go faster, make it go at 2 2 or 3 times speed, so you can see what I'm doing, but we're not necessarily having to sit through regular time kind of speed. Watch me put things together like this. So if I get quiet, I apologize for the quiet, and hopefully here I will be able to figure out how to make it time lapse. So next time I do a video, I can do that, make it go a little bit quicker. If anybody has any tips that makes videos, that you let me know, usually in your program what you use, how you can make that happen. I am always open to constructive criticism. That is always appreciated. We're getting pretty close to being done with this first side. Got the clean on there. And I'm going to put a little design with one of the other stencils on there. And this was another thing that makes this sort of thing really fun, because you could just do all sorts of stuff with it. I think at some point I might try doing maybe some sort of decoupage, sort of dishwasher magnet, maybe. Or maybe just, maybe not necessarily a dishwasher magnet, but, some sort of magnet where I'm decoupaging something on there. We'll see what I can come up with. And one of the first ones I did, I tried painting stuff instead of using the permanent markers, and it came out awful. It didn't look good. And I know there's probably a way that somebody that has more patience than myself could have made it look better using stencils and stuff, but I decided, well, let's try using permanent magic markers and see what happens. And I do like the way that this looked in conjunction with the paint. So it was just a matter of, I like to have the clean, nice edges, and I was not getting that trying to paint with the stencils, and got it a lot closer to looking better, I think, using the permanent magic markers. So there goes our first magnet on the first side. We got the clean and the little flowery thing in the magnet. Now we're off to the other side. And also maybe one of these days I'm hoping to get some sort of rig to make doing things like this a little easier, so I can have the camera like they do on the cooking videos, where the camera's kind of above what you're doing and you can look straight down on something, as opposed to basically having to kind of film it from the side. And I hope to have a different room in my house also, to where I'm not trying to do... I can have a more dedicated area for doing this stuff, where I don't have all my other things that are on my desk. And then also trying to make a video in my small little teeny spot that I've cleared on my desk to try to make a video. So I'm hoping soon to have more of these changes implemented. But the last 3 months or so, I've just had a whole bunch of stuff kind of throw monkey wrenches and all sorts of stuff, and some bad stuff that's kind of happened, that it's just going to take some time to kind of muddle through, unfortunately. But we're slowly but surely, we'll get there. I hope everybody out there has been able to miss more of the really, really bad weather that's hit some parts of the country, like all the horrible flooding that was in Kentucky and so on. So I hope everybody out there is doing good. We've had a lot of rain here. Well, of course, we get a lot of rain anyway, but we've had seems like this summer's just been especially bad with the rain. So hope everybody's making it through. I really do like the way this side turned out with the white and the red. I think that the way it ended up looking, usually not always do things kind of look the way that they do in my mind before I do it. But this side actually, thankfully looked as good as it did in my mind. So I'm happy with this side for sure. Red is one of my favorite colors. And I'm also soon, I had talked in one of my videos where I made the fake fake water with the fake flowers, and that I was kind of afraid of epoxy resin. I really wanted to do stuff with it, but was afraid to use it, nervous to use it, but I got a small package of it, and here soon I hope to make my first attempt at doing something with epoxy resin. And one of the things I'm going to show at the end of the video has to do with that fake flowers and fake water video that I did, kind of an update to the method that I tried, that I saw people using. And the little package of resin I got kind of was part of the reason I got it, was because of the way that ended up turning out over time. So, but I'll be showing you what happened with it at the end of this. So, yeah, if anybody was ever curious, you'll know why I think I changed my mind on the way I did that. Alrighty, so almost done with this side, and just gonna do one of the little designs in the middle to kind of finish it off, and then we'll get the magnet on that one. I don't remember how much the stencils were that I got at Walmart. They might have been, I think they were between $2 and $3, so they were a little bit more than they were at Dollar Tree. And they had a few that I really wanted to get, but I wanted to see how the ones I had worked first before I got more. But so far, I like how both the Dollar Tree and the Walmart stencils worked out that I got. So far, so good. Or at least I liked how they worked out with the permanent markers anyway. I had an easier time with those. So they worked really good if you're going to be for sure using it with something like that. Alrighty, there we go. We got the magnet on. Got both sides done. And here in just a second, I'm going to take you into my kitchen and show you what it looks like on the dishwasher. So there's the one I just got done making. I didn't realize my dishwasher looked so dirty when I was doing it. Sorry for that. There's the other side. And then there's the first one that I did. You can kind of see it's how the letters are kind of frou-frou. I think a little hard to read. I mean, obviously, I know what it says. And give it enough time, you can figure out what it says. But I think I like the other more clean-lined ones better. All right, so here's the comment about the other video I did. Alright, so I'm going to have a picture coming up of the finished product. And that's what it looked when I got done with it. And I thought it looked really good, and it looked awesome, and I used clear school glue in lieu of epoxy. Because I figured, okay, that's like super easy. However, this is what it ended up happening. Now, I did this 3 months ago-ish. I don't remember exactly when it was. It's been a little while. And it's pretty much, I don't know if evaporated is the right word, but you can see, it was like halfway up the shell, at least halfway up the shell, maybe 3/4 of the way up the shell. And now it's down under the shell, kind of under the rocks, almost. The top of the rocks is no longer covered by the glue, the school glue. Alright, so I'm going to have another video coming up soon. I think, like I said, I'm going to try an epoxy type project. So please give me a like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll always know when videos get posted. And keep on coming back. I sure appreciate you. Thanks, y'all. See you later. Bye.